Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do another card pull, and I'm super excited to be using the Tori Hartman Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck. Really love this because it's modeled after a traditional deck, but also uses the chakras. And chakras were a big part of when I became a Reiki healer. It was a big part of my studies to learn about energy work. I love chakras even in my therapy work because they just map on to psychological issues so well. And I often do find that the physical issues that show up in the body tend to be related to those chakras that are affected. So, love looking at chakras as just a shortcut to conceptualizing and diagnosing and understanding what's going on for a person. So, we're just going to do a really simple, easy August single card pull. So, I guess we'll sort of frame this as what type of chakra healing could we be doing in August? So I know it's been some wild time. So I think all of us could use a little chakra healing at this point. So let's go ahead and get started with Aries. Let's see, Aries, your chakra advice is, Wheel of Fortune. Loving that. Okay, look how powerful. We're juggling some swords and cups and wands and pentacles. Do you ever feel like this? I feel like sometimes I'm like trying to hold the impossible up sometimes here. But Wheel of Fortune can be sort of like the cycle of things, right? So whether things are really good or really bad, the cycle will probably change. So this can be sort of like fate or the hand of luck or that kind of thing. From a chakra perspective, I think that this could be a great time to just purge anything that's kind of heavy on your heart. If you feel like this particular person where thankfully she's got her magic to hold everything up, right? We can take a note from that. But yes, I do think that you could think of it kind of as unburdening. And I do think just maybe avoid any rigidity around feeling like it has to go a certain way. Instead, really like embracing the flow of things and kind of going from there. All right, good luck, Aries. Okay, let's see what we've got for Taurus. Taurus. Okay, we've got a 5 of coins here over here in the throat chakra department. So we can see that this is an energy where we might be focused on money with the coins coming up there. This is a throat chakra issue. So I would say, I noticed this for myself. If you happen to be someone who's having money difficulties, we do tend to like tell people that and talk about it. Do not. If you are having an interruption in funds, if you're having a little slow period, I think it's really important that we only want to speak the things that we want to see happen into the world as much as possible. Not always impossible. The exception I would say is if you're actively working on something, like with a therapist where you're telling them the negative things so that you can problem solve and heal and reflect and all that. Like that part is okay. But just the, like I'm triggered, so I'm going to tell every single person. If we've got some of that going on, that in itself could be affecting your abundance here. So definitely make sure we are only speaking in the things that we want to have happen. So I think this is maybe a call to release if you do have any of that victim energy. Sometimes when we feel like things are unfair, we may be like perpetuating that by seeking attention to talk about it and just, know that that can be a thing. So just remember to be impeccable with your words. Okay. Let's do Gemini. Oh, they're trying to talk to me, Gemini. Okay. Ooh, we've got the Hanged Woman here. Okay. So it may be one of those moments where you're feeling like there's a pause. Just remember that delays serve us, right? We do have some retrograde energies happening. So it could be that some of the planets are retrograde. They're slowing things down. A lot of times the way to think of retrograde energy is that it's developed as much as possible. And then we've got to go back and like clean it up a bit. So I'm going to say, while you're hanging out, there could be some cleanup that we need to do. So I would definitely say that the delay serves you, and the more that you can surrender to it. Remember, when she's hanging upside down, she actually has the view of all things, right? And so it actually is kind of an enlightened perspective. It's also, the more that we struggle, sort of the worse we make it. So don't make it worse as much as possible. Yeah, I feel like Geminis have been through some tough times. And so I definitely think with Jupiter in Gemini, that could be a little lucky thing. Sometimes that shows up more at the end of the cycle, but I'm hoping that things are kind of turning the tide. And if it's good, then say bring more on. All right, Cancer. Let's see what we've got here. How about Princess of Swords? Okay, time to make some cuts. We've got this in the heart chakra realm. So you could think of this as actual people. If anyone's hurting your heart, whether they're friends or relatives or romantic partners, if they are not serving you, please remove before this next eclipse cycle in September and October. If you do the preventative work, I think it could be maybe a more graceful time. But definitely you may feel like you need to clarify some things, and that's what Swords energy does. It's more of a cognitive energy, and it cuts through things. So I think it's a great time to release traumas that are holding you back. It could be a great time to purge anything that's heavy on your heart, like have those difficult conversations. A lot of times the only thing between you and your next level is a conversation you don't want to have. So you might sweat a little, but could be totally worth it if you get the results that you want. So Princess of Swords, Princess of Power. Anyone here a She-Ra fan? Definitely grew up on that. Okay. Leo. What do we got here? Okay. We got some King of Swords energy. Okay, so we're feeling powerful, and just kind of like Cancer, also time to make some cuts. I think both Cancers and Leos, it's like the sun and the moon, right? And so it's like mother and father. And a lot of times we can lead with our heart, which sometimes makes us hold on too long. So again, time to make some cuts. This might be in the area of business. It could be in the area of, looks like a crown chakra sort of thing. So it might be letting go of limiting mindsets or patterns. Often what shows up in our life is the factor of what we are expecting to have happen, right? Maybe check out the law of assumption. I've been following that a bit for myself. And you know what they say about assuming, right? They make it sound bad, but law of assumption sounds like it is a big part of mindset and perhaps manifestation. So maybe it's not so bad to assume, but we want to assume that things are going to be working out. All right. Oh, so Virgo also got the Hanged Woman. And so we've got more people here where maybe it's not a huge time of action. Maybe it's a time of reflection, review, revisit things, right? And we've got that. And I believe, I'm wondering if that's indigo. In the upper chakras, let's say, I'm not quite sure if that's a throat chakra or a third eye card. Okay, that's an indigo. Okay, just cross-reference with the other cards here. This is definitely an indigo card, which means it's a third eye issue, right? So again, the Hanged Woman really needs to listen to her intuition. And sometimes the intuition is not logical. Okay, and so I'm all for logic. I teach people how to be logical when they're an emotional mind, right? But sometimes you get an intuitive nudge and it doesn't make sense. Like it's outlandish, or you don't know the reason why, or it's not pragmatic, but maybe you are supposed to skip out on doing this so you can go to this other place so you can meet this person. Okay, so I think maybe a good day to play hooky, perhaps. We'll see. So we'll see if that resonates for you. Okay, let's look at Libras. What do we got going on, Libras? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Libras going through it here. We got a Four of Swords here. Okay. So this can be some worry, depression, anxiety, that sort of thing. So definitely here we've got maybe some heartbreak happening. This is a heart chakra card. So anything that feels like a sword in the heart, that is something that's being called to heal and release, and to kind of go from there. Heart chakra healing, a lot of it can be really hard because it's dealing with grief. And I think most people don't want to feel. and you have to feel to heal. So do the courageous work of digging down into what's really bothering me. Where have I been heartbroken? Where have I been gotten those swords to the heart, right? And then let's pull those out for you so we can start the healing process, kind of move on. Scorpios, we've got, the Fool card. Okay. So again, this is sort of like the beginning card of going on the hero's journey. And I love this one because she's beautiful. She's got some vibes happening. I'm like feeling that dress on her, right? So this is like very root chakra. And root chakra is very much about like the place that you're born into as the Fool. So like your gender, your identity, the physical location you're born with. And so the wound of the root chakra is fear. So maybe you've been feeling a little afraid, or perhaps you're being trusting and kind of going with the energy of the Fool, which is like trusting the process, even if it doesn't totally make sense for you. So definitely a time to kind of get grounded, but also a time to maybe dream and to go for the thing. Do something unusual that you wouldn't normally do, like go on an adventure is what I'm getting for you. Don't let your fears overcome you. Remember, part of our job here is to make mistakes. That's part of being human. That's part of living life. If you're not making any mistakes, then you're probably playing it way too safe. Okie doke. So, who's next? Sagittarius. Okay, Saggies. Ooh, we're getting some repetitive cards here. We've got the Princess of Swords coming out again. Okay, so this is a heart chakra card. Again, maybe time to make cuts. Because it's heart chakra, I would either say past grief or trauma, really doing the inner healing work to do that, or also cutting through any kind of negative. It could be energetic ties to people, but it could just as easily also be just negative relationships in your life. So definitely, I know my Sages like to have a relationship happening. And so, just make sure it's the right ones is what I would say there. All right, let's do Capricorns next. Oh my God. Did you see me? I was a little bit off camera, but did you see me shuffle those cards? I just literally did cards, and guess who came out again? Okay, maybe this is a message for me, to be honest, because literally I have those three placements as my big three. Princess of Swords. Let's read her, just because she's come up so much. Maybe this is a message for everybody. Let's see if I can find her on the quick. I gotta say, I do really, really like this deck. She's just so pretty. Okay, let's see. Princess of Swords. The card of practical solutions. The princess holds the coin. She does not offer it. The peonies that grow at her feet imply wealth, an omen of physical manifestation and realistic expectations. Any project or idea may be in its infancy, and although not yet ready, solutions, I kind of love that, are coming. Stay focused. Chakra message. The princess of mystical coins brings realism to your dreams. Open your heart to wealth. Indication. A rejection is not an attack. It is an opportunity to review what you have created. I was watching some about selling and marketing, and that the rejection or the no is the beginning of the conversation. It's not a rejection, and being very willing to discuss oh, well, tell me why, and then working through those objections. Keywords: materializing, being practical, ideas, exploration, determination. Meditation. In your mind's eye, the solution bridge is before you. Breathe and cross the bridge. On the other side is the answer. Though it may not yet be in your consciousness, journal or meditate on what would open your heart. Contemplation. If you have arrived, then what you desire already exists. Will you allow it into your heart? Oh, oh, woo! That is a question. Will you allow it into your heart? That's why I'm all about pleasure psychology, because I do find that often we will choose comfort over happiness. And so we'll stay comfortable and not challenge ourselves and sacrifice happiness. So yeah, that's the thing. All right, Aquarius. Who do we have? Again, the Fool. I swear, y'all, I need to shuffle on. On camera, but it's happening. So yeah, so we've got the Fool card again. Okay, maybe we'll read her since she keeps popping up as well. So let's see what the chakra perspective on the Fool is. Okay. First chakra message. The roots of our fool's gown illustrate her connection to Earth. Although they are part of her essential being, she will need to break free from these roots in order to travel her path ahead. The journey begins with her, and she is us. First chakra message. The first chakra card reveals our arrival with beliefs, challenges, and natural characteristics we receive from our genes, and so nicely fits into the grounding aspects of the root chakra. Our roots are where we source our life from. Transplant your roots, change your life. Rooted in beliefs that you will need to break free from, family restrictions, choosing a new route in life. Beginning a journey, risk, naivete, starting afresh, newness, bravery. Planet, the sun, the self, survival, our basic nature, inherited. The Fool in the first chakra is like your sun sign. It is your basic nature right now. Meditation. If there is no need to stay attached to a past that no longer defines you, is it time to choose a new route? What kind of foundation do you need to build your life? With no knowledge of the world or what it will need, the Fool will venture on to discover her emotional power. If feelings are conjured, will she need a magician? Will you? Okay, maybe it's time to be a little foolish. Loving that. Definitely maybe go sit on the earth, do some grounding, maybe go buy yourself a red dress. Ooh, I like that for everyone who got the Fool. Loving that. Okay. Aquarius. Oh, another red dress card. Ace of Coins. Yes, please. Bringing in the moolah. Look, she is open to receive. Yes, please. Okay, open to receive. Loving that for her. I often will do that if things get slow and I'm manifesting money. I will open my arms and say, I am open to receive. I do find that that does tend to get the flow going. So remember, you don't want money. Money wants you. Okay, because when we're in a state of wanting, it is a state of lack. And so if you already have something, you're like, no, I don't want it, I'm full, right? So coming from that place of satisfaction is just like the best manifestation tip. And finally, Pisces. King of Swords again. Okay, maybe we'll do a little reading there because he came up quite a bit as well. So let's see if we can find him quickly. King of Swords. The king of verbal precision. The seventh chakra is the place of true warriors. The king enters as a realm of the legal and business realm. As a master of the legal and business realm. He stands ready to guard what is yours or cut away what will not serve you. Allow things to fully unfold before saying no. You may have created what you wanted, though it may not look the way you thought it would. You can change the original intention to fit your outcome. Indication: clarifying discussions are required. Keywords: analytic, conservative, meticulous, scrutiny, punishment, education, justice. Meditation: focus on one thing in your life and breathe as you open your energy to the seventh chakra and receive a beautiful white violet light. Allow your thoughts and decisions to come into clear focus. Ask for clarity and your motive will be revealed. Contemplation: be aware that your intention is a contract with the universe and requires precision. Okay, y'all. So I guess some of us are all working themes since we had a couple of cards just starring in everybody's reading. So definitely you can check for your sun sign, rising sign, moon sign. They all mean different things. Your sun is more your sort of like identity. Your moon is more like your emotions. And rising can sometimes be the outward or career aspects. Obviously, different astrologers have different ones, but that's just kind of a quickie to the big three. So I hope this was helpful. Love pulling cards for you. And I just want to wish you the best month in August. If you want to make the month even better, I do have a really exciting freebie called Pleasure Pathways. And it's all about finding your particular pathway to pleasure in a way that feels good to you. And then once we know what that is, we can really intentionally move forward with that pathway and increase our pleasure on our own terms. So if that sounds good to you, check out the link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and buy stuff. All right, see you next time.